Hey, what's going on everyone, it's Matt here with my very first video on this channel. We're starting things off with a Pokemon Go video in PvP using a shiny LUXRAY, which is pretty cool because I've never seen anyone use a normal LUXRAY either. This is the first time I've seen it. LUXRAY is my second favourite Pokemon behind Mewtwo, so I thought I'd invest in my shiny one, get it to Ultra League ready, and see how it goes. It has some pretty good moveset, quite underrated I reckon, because it can do a lot of damage. It charges energy really quickly. You can get to the crunch and wild charge at the same time, so you do have that bait potential, but it's only 4 snarls as well, so it's pretty good. So we're just going to get straight into the battle here because it's my first video, I don't know what else to talk about, but we'll figure things out as we go along. So starting with the battle here, we got a battle against me against Graz57. Starting off with the Venusaur against a Delphox, which is hardly lost. This thing's going to destroy me. So I swap out into my LUXRAY because I didn't want to go straight into my Swampert straight away because he's going to swap out. He goes into a Swampert and he throws the Hydro Cannon. I was about to throw a Crunch. He gets the Hydro Cannon first and I don't shield it. And look at that. LUXRAY can tank that so easily. Get to a Crunch. So I just Crunch at him and he shields it. So I just go and throw a Wild Charge. Either way, Wild Charge hits a bit harder, but it's resisted, but I think it does do a bit more damage to Crunch. Or actually it's about the same looking at that. The Crunch would have been neutral, but yeah, I figured it didn't really matter either way, so I'm just going to let it go down and come back in with my Venusaur and farm it down. Shield up this potential Sludge Wave. Turned out being an Earthquake, so that was a pretty good shield. Farm it down. We have a Sludge Bomb and that Delphox is going to come back in, so I throw the Sludge Bomb straight away so I can try and chip it down a bit. Some of my Swampert can come in. We get the shield, so Swampert comes in. Ooh, don't want to bring my Swampert, okay. He's going to throw a Flame Charge, which does a lot of damage and he farms me down. Now I come in with my Swampert with 1 shield, which is pretty good. Depends on what's on the back. I'm going to beat it to a Hydro Cannon, so I go straight for that so it can't get off a charge move, because I want to have as much health as possible for whatever comes in next. We take out the Delphox and it's a Dragonite, which is shit. Hydro Cannon's going to be resisted. Sludge Wave does neutral, but it takes longer to get to, and it's going to, I think Sludge Wave and Dragon Claw are about the same energy just before. So I'm going to throw a Sludge Wave. Hopefully I can get to a Sludge Wave and a Hydro Cannon, we'll see. So I throw a Sludge Wave, does a lot of damage. But yeah, just the energy cost on it was too much for me to win this. Yeah, we're CMP tied there, so it was an extremely close battle. Dragonite was just able to take me out. Close first battle, but we lost it. Alright, good effort. Next battle. We are versing Yobby blah 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 blah. Great name. So again, we got a Venusaur lead against a Swampert, which is excellent. My Venusaur is going to tear into that Swampert, so he's likely going to swap out straight away. Brings in another Dragonite. This time I go into my LUXRAY. I'm not too familiar with its matchups. This was just my second set with it. I figured I'd keep it healthy because I'm going to try and get a couple Wild Charges off. So build up to a double Wild Charge and go for a Crunch. I'm not too sure how much a Crunch would do, but I figured I'd just go for a Crunch for some reason, and I ended up getting the shield, which was great. And then I go for the Wild Charge after getting that shield bait, and if he does not shield, which is excellent, so I take it out. It does a lot of damage. LUXRAY hits pretty hard. We got another, the Swampert comes back in, so I can make it to a Wild Charge, and we go for it just to get off a bit of chip. Make it easier for my Venusaur to farm down without taking any charge moves, and we actually get the second shield, which is probably even better because I'll come in with my Venusaur and I can farm it all the way down. Throws a Hydro Cannon. Don't know how much energy he had. If he was trying to bait, he swaps out to a Charizard, so go into a Swampert, and he has no shields to my 1, so this was looking very good. I don't shield because it was really quick, so it was obviously a Dragon Claw. Boss Burn wouldn't KO, but it'd still do quite a bit, so a Dragon Claw is not too threatening, so I don't bother shielding, and it's another Dragon Claw, so I don't shield again. So we get off a Hydro Cannon. I already have a charge move stored on my Venusaur, I'm pretty sure, so we take out this Charizard, and then I have another Hydro Cannon for the Swampert, which already did have energy. So just going to shield that up, go for a Hydro Cannon, and then swap to my Venusaur and farm it down, or throw a charge move. Probably could have just swapped straight to my Venusaur and thrown the Frenzy Plant. Either way, but yeah, it's an easy win for us. So yep, throw the Frenzy Plant onto the Swampert after throwing the Hydro Cannon and take it out. Don't hit all the bubbles because not necessary. Good game. Next battle we have, well, takes time. Next battle we are versing Leauge yeah, I'm terrible with names, so doesn't matter. Anyway, we have a Venusaur up against a Gallade, which is terrible. Gallade takes out, he can handle all three of my Pokemon. Those confusions are going to chunk the Venusaur, being a poison type. And these Leaf Blades are going to easy KO my Swampert. While does neutral to my LUXRAY, but the neutral damage does quite a bit, and I decided to come in my Swampert because a Gallade was in lead. Obviously I was going to swap out, probably my LUXRAY is the best matchup against it, so I figured I'd bring in my Swampert, and thankfully he swapped out. So I'll keep my LUXRAY for when I inevitably come back against it. Which means I want to win swap here, so this Snorlax comes in, doesn't shield the Hydro Cannons, throws a Body Slam, and now I can take it, get to another Hydro Cannon. If the enemy shielded this and one switch, he probably would have won. But he lets it go, so we win switch advantage. He comes in with Napoleon, I think. Taking his time. Yep, comes in with Napoleon, gets off a waterfall. So obviously I want to bring in my Venusaur so it doesn't go up against the Gallade. He swaps out to Gallade. I catch the confusion on my LUXRAY. He throws a Leaf Blade, and I'm not sure how much it does, but it's going to definitely do a lot of damage being neutral and from a Gallade, which has extremely high attack. So I shield it, try to get to a double crunch, which is going to do neutral against a Psychic fighting. So I go for crunch. I didn't want to go for a wild charge just in case you know, he can farm me down. So I throw a double crunch and he double shields. And I tried to get to a wild charge, but I wasn't able to make it. He was farming down. And I bring in my Venusaur, and he, for some reason, did not throw a Leaf Blade. He definitely should have been at a Leaf Blade. So I was able to get to a Frenzy Plant. I don't think he knew I had that much energy. Take out the Gallade, throw a Frenzy Plant on this Napoleon, which is not going to KO, but it's going to be very close. Yep, gets into the red. The Napoleon barely gets off a Drill Peck, which is super effective against my Venusaur, and it barely doesn't KO, and I'm able to Vine Whip down with 2 Vine Whips with 1 HP. So if that Gallade got off a Leaf Blade, yeah, my Venusaur wouldn't have survived that Drill Peck, so I'm not too sure why he didn't throw it. He may have got stuck, caught it, like throwing a confusion. He was trying to tap on it, but the confusion registered, so we were able to take that battle extremely closely. Next battle here, we've got a Venusaur up against a Poliwrath, which is very good being a water type. It does have Ice Punch, which is super effective, so he's not swapping out. I'm just going to keep farming up to see if he does swap and he throws an Ice Punch. I'm expecting him to swap at some point, and he swaps straight after it into an Alola Muck, and I go into my Swampert because of the quick move damage. Being Mud Shot does super effective against it, and Hydro Cannons will chunk it. He throws a Dark Pulse. I decided to shield it to see if I can keep my Swampert a bit healthy. He's 1 Snarl ahead, but I will be able to outpace it regardless. So I thought I'd shield, keep it healthy. We get to the second Hydro Cannon before it, and he shields it again. So at this point, I think hopefully I can shield this and get to a Hydro Cannon and take it out. So I'm also going to double shield. A Dark Pulse will not take me out, but I wanted to keep some health on it because just Swampert can hit hard on so many things, so it might be useful with a bit more health. So I go off the Hydro Cannon and shields it down, and it barely doesn't KO it, and it gets to a Dark Pulse, which isn't too bad. Just means my Swampert's gonna have less health. So it does not KO, it gets me into red, and I'm gonna be able to farm it down, which is good. He comes back in, he comes in with Dragonite, so I'm just gonna throw the Hydro Cannon. It's gonna be resisted, but it's a good chunk because neither of my Pokemon in the pack, well actually my LUXRAY can hit it for Wild Charge, but yeah, neither of my Pokemon hit it, do well up against it on their own. But shields are down and my LUXRAY is going to be able to get to a Wild Charge, so it's looking pretty good anyway. He swaps out and I build up to double Wild Charge, and we take out the Poliwrath with the Wild Charge. Yep. And then Dragonite comes back in and we take it out with the second Wild Charge. It just hits so much. Wild Charge on LUXRAY does so much damage to so many things. So we're taking that win. We're currently 3-1. Getting into the next battle against Twit 4748. Taking a while to load. So we have Venusaur against a Gyarados, which is really good for my Venusaur. Gyarados can't really hit me for a whole lot, other than Outrage would do a lot of damage. The Dragon Breath is chunking away, but it's a pretty good matchup for my Venusaur, being neutral damage with a Frenzy Plant, does a lot of damage towards it. Hits me with Crunch. That was a bit faster than I expected, so I thought it was going to be an Aqua Tail, but Crunch doesn't matter anyway, as long as it's not an Outrage, we're good. So I Frenzy Plant the Gyarados and he doesn't shield, does a shit ton of damage. He swaps out into a Meganium. At this point I definitely don't want to come into my Swampert, and my LUXRAY is only going to be hit for neutral with Crunch or resisted with Wild Charge. So I figured the Vine Whips are doing not a lot of damage to my Venusaur being resisted. So I stay in, throw a Sludge Bomb, I'm ahead on energy, I shield up the Frenzy Plant, get to another Sludge Bomb. I'm just trying to do as much damage to this Meganium as I can, because my other two Pokemon aren't. Well, it's not going to be terrible for him, well it is for Swampert. But yeah, I don't want to go up against a full health Meganium with my LUXRAY. So we're shielding up again. They've used both shields and I figured I can easily get to another Sludge Bomb. Thanks to the energy advantage I had at the start when he swapped in, I was already nearly out of Frenzy Plant. So I'm able to take this battle. I swap into my LUXRAY to get off a Snarl, so I can get a head on energy for whatever comes back in. And it is an Excadrill. So I'm just going to go for the Crunch because the Wild Charge will be double resisted, while the Crunch will be neutral. Excadrill is pretty glassy, so that does quite a bit of damage. And at this point I'm just going to let my LUXRAY go down because I can easily win this with Swampert. Don't hit me with a Drill One. LUXRAY is pretty tanky. We've seen him tank the Hydro Cannons, he can tank Leaf Blades from Gallades, but we didn't see that in this video. Drill Run is the only thing that I've seen one hit KO it, but that's because it's weak. He just tries to swap out the Gyarados, and I just go for the Hydro Cannon on it, just take it out. My Munchlax won't be doing much to it, and I know at this point, the full health Swampert, nothing is going to be able to one-hit me, and I'm going to outpace both of them regardless. So we take that win, just Hydro Cannon both of them. Good game. So that was a 4-1 set. Using this team is a lot of fun. LUXRAY is really good. He hits very hard. He's surprisingly tanky. He's more tanky than I thought he was going to be. I didn't expect him to be able to take many charge moves, but he's actually pretty good. Especially the way he tanks Hydro Cannons. Really surprised me. So yeah, if you like this video, leave a like. I'll make some more. Please consider subscribing. My next video will be, I don't know if it'll be Pokemon PvP, but might be a Pixelmon playthrough on Minecraft, first episode of that. So yeah, if you're looking forward to some Pokemon content, please consider subscribing, turn on the notifications and leave a like. Peace out.